Imagine waking up one day to find out you've inherited a billionaire's fortune. No work, no lottery ticket, just a massive mansion and enough money to make Scrooge McDuck jealous. But because there's always a but, you have no idea why. And the family who thought they were getting the money, yeah, they're not thrilled. Welcome to The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, a mystery thriller packed with riddles, romance, and more drama than a reality TV show. Our main girl, Avery Kylie Grams, is just a regular high schooler scraping by and minding her own business when, boom, she's suddenly the sole heir to Tobias Hawthorne's billion-dollar empire. Only one problem. She doesn't even know the guy. To claim her inheritance, Avery must move into the infamous Hawthorne house, a mansion that makes Hogwarts look like a studio apartment. But Tobias Hawthorne wasn't just a billionaire. He was a man who loved puzzles. And his final game, it's all about Avery. Who is she? Why was she chosen? And will she survive long enough to figure it out? Meet Avery Kylie Grams, the accidental billionaire. Avery Kylie Grams is just your average struggling high school junior. She's broke, sharing a tiny apartment with her half-sister Libby, and surviving off diner tips while dreaming of a future where rent isn't a constant crisis. Her life motto? Keep your head down, work hard, and maybe, just maybe, you'll escape this mess. And then, out of nowhere, everything changes. One day, a mysterious dude in a suit shows up at her school. His message? A billionaire named Tobias Hawthorne. Some guy Avery has literally never met, just left her everything in his will. Not a scholarship, not a reasonable trust fund. Nope. We're talking $46.2 billion, a Texas mansion the size of a small country, and enough generational wealth to make Jeff Bezos look like an intern. Naturally, Avery assumes it's a scam, because why would some dead rich guy leave her his fortune? And just when she thinks it can't get weirder, there's a catch. To get the money, she has to move into Hawthorne House for an entire year. And guess what? The Hawthorne family still lives there. Spoiler alert, they are not happy about the whole random broke girl inherits everything situation. Now, Avery is stuck in a mansion full of secrets, surrounded by a family that either wants to befriend her, manipulate her, or get rid of her. And the biggest mystery of all? Why did Tobias Hawthorne choose her? Hawthorne House isn't just a mansion, it's practically a theme park for billionaires. We're talking hidden passageways, secret compartments, and libraries straight out of Beauty and the Beast. And that's just the first floor. Avery moves in with her sister, Libby, but there's one big problem. She isn't moving in alone. The Hawthorne family still lives there. And let's just say they're not exactly rolling out the welcome mat. Let's meet the Hawthorne brothers, shall we? Nash, the eldest, a laid-back cowboy who seems way too chill about this whole situation. Grayson, the brooding, suit-wearing perfectionist. He's convinced Avery is a fraud and isn't afraid to remind her. Jameson, the reckless, puzzle-loving wild card. If there's a game to play, he's in. Xander, the youngest, a chaotic mix of genius and mischief, probably has a secret lab somewhere. Oh, and let's not forget Zara and Sky, Tobias's two daughters. If looks could kill, Avery would have been 6 feet under yesterday. But the real mystery isn't just about the money, it's about the games Tobias Hawthorne left behind. Every room, every hallway, every piece of furniture in this house might be a clue. And the biggest puzzle of all, Tobias himself. Why did he choose Avery? And what happens if she can't figure it out? All right, so here's the status quo. You wake up one day and some dead billionaire has decided to leave you his entire fortune, but only if you play his weird rich people scavenger hunt. That's Avery's life now. Because Tobias Hawthorne wasn't just loaded, he was also a total game master. Like, if Willy Wonka and Sherlock Holmes had a billionaire baby, and now he's left behind a series of cryptic clues hidden all over his ridiculously massive mansion. Lucky for Avery, she's got Jameson, the daredevil Hawthorne brother, who treats life like one big escape room. He's all, Avery, we're in a game, and you're the biggest puzzle, which is kind of flattering, but also terrifying. Then there's Grayson. If stone cold businessman and future CEO of everything had a baby, it would be him. He's convinced Avery is a scammer and isn't shy about it. Every time she breathes, he's right there with an "I will sue you" glare. So, why her? Was she secretly related to Tobias Hawthorne? Is this some practical joke from beyond the grave? Or did she unknowingly save his cat once? Meanwhile, Avery is just trying to survive, but things get weird really fast. Someone starts leaving her cryptic, creepy, threatening messages. The tension in the house is thick enough to choke on. And the rest of the family? Still staring at her like she's an unpaid intern who just became CEO. Between secret notes, hidden tunnels, and a very distracting love triangle, yep, that's happening. Avery's life has turned into a full-blown mystery novel, except she's the main character. At this point, she's not sure what's worse. The fact that her life is now a live-action Clue game, or the fact that she's actually kind of into it. All she knows is one thing: Tobias Hawthorne didn't pick her by accident. Now she just has to figure out why, without dying first. All right, so Avery's already got a billion-dollar mystery to solve, a mansion full of people who might want her dead, and a scavenger hunt that could get her killed. But sure, let's throw in a love triangle too, because why not? First up, we've got Jameson Hawthorne, the human equivalent of a Red Bull. He's charming, reckless, and absolutely lives for chaos. If there's a mystery, he's solving it. If there's a risk, he's taking it. If there's a wall in his way, he's probably jumping off it for fun. And now he's decided that Avery is his newest game. Then there's Grayson Hawthorne, aka a human briefcase full of trust funds and unresolved emotional trauma. He's cold, he's calculating, and he absolutely does not trust Avery, which for some reason only makes him more attractive. Every time she so much as breathes, he's right there with an "I know what you are" glare, like she's some Bond villain in disguise. And just when Avery thinks her life can't get any more soap opera, meet Emily Laughlin, the beautiful, tragic ex that both Jameson and Grayson were in love with. Yep, both of them. She was the girl they fell for, and now her memory haunts them like a YA romance ghost. Meanwhile, the rest of the Hawthorne family is busy plotting how to get rid of Avery. Tobias's daughters, Zara and Sky, are side-eyeing her like she personally stole their lunch money, and Avery's sister's garbage ex-boyfriend suddenly wants to be involved in her life again. So, to recap, one dead girl, two rich heartthrobs, and a billion-dollar inheritance up for grabs. What could possibly go wrong? All right, so at this point, Avery's life is basically a mix of The Bachelor, Clue, and Survivor. She's got billions of dollars, a love triangle that could fuel 1,000 fanfics, and a mansion full of rich, angry people who would love to see her disappear. And then the murder attempts start. First, someone leaves her a lovely little death threat. Not a cute "we don't like you" note, a straight up "we will unalive you" message. Then someone tries to run her off the road. And just when she thinks it can't get worse, someone takes a shot at her, like with an actual gun, because nothing says "welcome to the family" like attempted murder. At this point, Avery quickly realizes that being rich is not as fun as it looks on TV. Sure, the mansion is great and the money could change her life forever, but people will literally kill for this kind of fortune. And now she's the #1 target. Good thing she has Oren, her newly assigned bodyguard extraordinaire, who is basically a human tank. His entire job is to keep Avery alive, which is getting harder by the day. Meanwhile, the Hawthorne brothers are acting weird. Jameson is treating this like a high-stakes mystery novel, while Grayson is hovering like a billionaire Batman. And the rest of the Hawthornes still scheming. So after dodging murder attempts, decoding cryptic messages, and somehow not getting emotionally wrecked by two very intense Hawthorne brothers, Avery finally stumbles onto the truth. Well, sort of. Spoiler alert, if you don't want the big twist ruined, Now's your chance to bail. Otherwise, let's get into it. Turns out Avery has met Tobias Hawthorne before, but only once when she was just 6 years old. She barely remembers it, but apparently that was enough for a billionaire to rewrite his entire will and leave her everything. Seems a little dramatic, but okay, Tobias. But the biggest bombshell? Toby, Tobias's missing, presumed dead son, is actually alive. And guess what? Avery has been talking to him this whole time. Yeah. Remember that sweet homeless guy named Harry who played chess with Avery back in her pre-billionaire days? That's Toby. The dude faked his own death, disappeared, and was just chilling in a public park playing board games with teenagers this whole time. And if you think that's insane, well, let me tell you something. This raises even more questions. Why was Tobias obsessed with Avery? Is Toby the real reason she was chosen? What does all this mean for the billion-dollar inheritance? Unfortunately for Avery, the answers don't come easy. The book ends on a cliffhanger, setting up the sequel, The Hawthorne Legacy, because apparently being handed a fortune wasn't stressful enough. Now she has to solve another mystery. So, to recap, Avery is still a billionaire, still in danger, still caught between two swoony brothers, and now knows her chess buddy is a fake dead billionaire's son. Yeah, this is definitely not what she signed up for. All right, so let's take a step back and appreciate just how wild this book is. We've got a broke high school girl randomly inheriting $46.2 billion, a murder mansion filled with cryptic clues, secret passages, and dramatic rich people, a love triangle featuring two ridiculously attractive brothers with way too much emotional baggage, multiple attempted murders, because apparently billionaire life comes with hazards, a homeless chess guy who turned out to be a fake dead millionaire heir the whole time. And that's just the first book. Game on.